Strap in, everyone. Today we're going deep on something pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Meta's large concept models,
Mm-hmm.
LCMs.
Right.
You know how AI is like
Yeah.
getting so good at writing, chatting, all that?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you Meta figured out a way to make AI actually understand
Yeah.
what it's saying,
Yeah.
not just like throwing words around?
It's a big shift. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, think about it. The big AI stars right now,
Yeah.
those large language models, LLMs,
Right.
they're kind of like
Yeah.
superpowered dictionaries, right?
Okay.
They know a ton of words, but they don't really get what's behind them, the concepts.
So it's like they can write a perfect sentence about climate change,
Uh-huh.
but they don't get the urgency,
Right.
the
Yeah.
interconnectedness of it all.
Exactly. And that's where all the problems come in. They
Right.
get lost in long things. They give you different answers every time you ask the same question.
How inconsistent.
Yeah, and trying to make them work with like hundreds of languages or images and sounds, forget it. Way too much.
Too complex.
Way too complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Meta comes in with these LCMs and is basically like, hold my neural network.
Right.
We're changing the game.
Yeah.
But what are LCMs?
Okay.
And how are they understanding things differently?
So instead of looking at words one by one,
Yeah.
LCMs work in this crazy thing called the sonar embedding space.
Sonar embedding space.
It's wild. Imagine like this giant map,
Okay.
but instead of cities, it's full of concepts,
Oh, wow.
ideas like renewable energy or global warming.
So it's not about knowing the definition, but knowing how those two things are connected.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
And get this.
Yeah.
This map's not just for English.
Oh, wow.
We can handle like over 200 languages
What?
and even images and sounds all in the same space.
You're telling me an LCM could understand a scientific article in Japanese,
Yeah.
even if it's never seen Japanese text before?
That's the power of understanding at the concept level.
Wow.
It's not about the specific words, it's about the meaning underneath.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of predicting the next word like LLMs,
Right.
LCMs are predicting the next concept in like the flow of an idea.
Yeah, that's it.
That's got to lead to some pretty crazy good results, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like,
We're talking like way more coherent text, smoother transitions between languages,
wow.
and the ability to handle way longer, more complex stuff. Remember those limitations?
Yeah.
LCMs are tackling them head on.
Okay, I'm totally hooked now.
Good.
But how do they actually do this? What's going on under the hood?
Well, one of the big things is their hierarchical architecture.
Hierarchical architecture.
Think of it like organizing a massive library.
Okay.
Instead of just books piled everywhere, you've got levels, categories, subcategories.
Right.
That's how LCMs organize information. It helps them see the complex relationships between concepts
Okay.
and make those deeper connections.
So it's like they're building a little model of the world in their head.
Exactly. And this structure, it helps them make the content too.
Oh, interesting.
Instead of just random words, they use this hierarchy to keep it all together,
Okay.
coherent, even in long pieces.
So it's like they have a little built-in editor making sure it all makes sense.
Yeah, you could say that.
All right, so we've got this amazing concept map, this hierarchy.
Right.
But how do they actually put it all together to like write or translate? That's where this diffusion-based generation comes in, right?
You got it.
Diffusion-based generation.
It's like painting,
Okay.
but instead of brushstrokes, it's concepts.
Okay.
The model predicts the next concept based on what came before it,
Right.
building up the whole picture of the idea.
So it's not just about knowing what words mean, but how they fit together to make a point.
Yeah.
And they can do this across languages and even like different types of media.
Exactly. And
Right.
to keep everything running smoothly. They have two main ways of doing this: single tower and dual tower.
Okay, what's the difference?
Think of it like this. Single tower is like this all-in-one processor,
Okay.
while dual tower has specialized teams, one for understanding the input
Okay.
and one for generating the output, which can lead to better results.
So single tower is like a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
Dual tower is more specialized.
that's a good way to put it.
Okay, that makes sense. But you know what I really want to know?
What's that?
How does this affect me?
Ah, the big question.
Yeah, like the average person.
That's the exciting part.
Okay.
Imagine a world where language isn't a barrier anymore.
Right.
You can get information from anywhere in the world
Wow.
in your own language.
That's amazing.
Or have AI summarize really complicated documents
Yeah.
in a way that's easy to understand. Think about it. Students learning from the best teachers and stuff, no matter where they are, what language they speak.
Wow.
That's the kind of world LCMs could help build.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like making knowledge available to everyone.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, okay, beyond education,
Right.
where else are these LCMs making a splash? I've heard about some pretty wild experiments.
Oh, yeah, there's some really cool stuff happening.
Okay, like what?
Well, one area they're really killing it is multilingual summarization.
Multilingual summarization, okay.
Imagine having to go through tons of news articles or research papers
Ugh.
in a bunch of different languages.
Yeah, no thanks.
Total information overload.
Yeah.
LCMs can summarize it all for you.
Really?
Pull out the key points, present it in a clear way.
So it's not just translating word for word, it's understanding the meaning.
Exactly, and they're doing it with crazy accuracy.
Wow.
Way better than other models.
Okay.
They even tested them with this thing called summary expansion.
Summary expand.
They give the model a short summary and say, okay, now expand on it.
Oh, wow.
Add more details, give me the full picture.
So they're like, here's the gist. Now fill in the blanks.
Yeah, and the results are pretty amazing.
So what happened?
The LCMs could make these consistent, expanded summaries
Okay.
that were informative and easy to understand.
That could be huge for making complex information more accessible.
Right. Like think about dense scientific papers, legal documents, or even just long news articles.
Yeah, it's like having your own AI research assistant.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about education, summarization.
Mm.
What about something more fun? Can these LCMs do anything in, like, entertainment?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Imagine co-creating stories with AI, exploring these virtual worlds that respond to your choices.
That would be awesome.
Or even news feeds that are tailored to exactly what you're interested in.
So it's like a totally personalized entertainment experience.
Yeah, one that's constantly evolving and adapting.
Sign me up. Okay, but with all this amazing potential, there's got to be some limitations, right?
Well, you're right. It's important to remember this is all still early research. The potential's huge, but we've got challenges to overcome.
Like what?
One thing they're working on is making them more controllable.
Controllable.
They're great at creative stuff,
Yeah.
but making sure they do exactly what you want, follow your instructions, that's still in development.
So it's like having this amazing artist, they can paint a masterpiece,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still figuring out how to get them to do your exact vision.
That's a good analogy.
Nice.
Another thing is robustness.
Robustness.
They can sometimes give you nonsense or irrelevant stuff.
Oh.
So they're working on making them more reliable.
So refining the engine, making it run smoother.
Exactly.
But overall, it sounds like the good outweighs the bad,
I think so. And as research continues, those challenges will get addressed,
right?
opening up even more possibilities.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, think about the impact on scientific research.
Okay.
Imagine using LCMs to analyze tons of data, find patterns, even generate hypotheses.
Wow.
That could lead to breakthroughs in medicine, climate change, anything.
It's like an AI partner helping us solve the world's problems.
Exactly. And let's not forget accessibility.
Right.
Think about the impact on making information and communication accessible to people with disabilities,
Yeah.
breaking down barriers, creating a more inclusive world.
It's incredible how this could change everything.
Yeah,
But, with great power comes great responsibility.
absolutely. We need to be careful and thoughtful about the potential consequences
Yeah.
and work together to make sure these powerful tools are used for good.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of Meta's large concept models.
Yeah, it feels like we've only just started to understand what they can do.
Yeah, we've talked about education, research, entertainment, accessibility.
Right.
It really seems like this tech could touch every part of our lives.
It really does. I mean, it's like we're entering this new era of AI where machines aren't just mimicking,
Right.
they're actually understanding the concepts, the ideas behind the words.
And that's a big deal.
Huge.
And as we move forward, we've got to make sure we're using this responsibly,
Oh, absolutely.
ethically.
Yeah.
We have to think about jobs, privacy,
Right.
even our understanding of what it means to be human.
That's a big one.
The conversation we all need to be part of.
Yeah, for sure.
Researchers, developers, policymakers,
Mm-hmm.
even everyday people like our listeners.
Everyone.
Because this isn't something that's going to be decided in a lab somewhere.
Right.
It's going to be shaped by all of us.
Yeah.
The choices we make as a society.
And that brings up a question I find really interesting.
Okay. What's that?
We've seen LCMs understand and create language across cultures, different media.
Yeah.
But what about emotion?
Emotion.
Could they learn to understand and even express human emotions?
That's a big one.
It is. I mean, what would that mean for us in AI?
We've always thought of emotion as like
Yeah.
this uniquely human thing.
Right, what sets us apart?
But if AI can learn to understand and express emotion,
Yeah.
how does that change how we see ourselves?
Huh?
Right. And the world around us?
It's hard to say, but it's worth thinking about.
Yeah.
Could we have more empathetic, intuitive AI companions?
Right.
Or would it blur the lines between us and machines?
Yeah. In ways we can't even imagine yet.
Exactly. It's like uncharted territory.
It is. We're talking about AI understanding not just what we say,
Yeah.
but how we feel, what drives us, what makes us human.
And that's what makes this so fascinating. It's not just about building better machines. It's
Mhm.
about understanding ourselves,
Yeah.
exploring intelligence, consciousness,
Wow.
what it means to be human in a world where AI is everywhere.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Meta's large concept models,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave everyone with one last thought.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask questions,
Yeah,
challenge assumptions,
for sure.
and most importantly, don't be afraid to imagine what's possible.
Absolutely.
Because the future of AI isn't set in stone.
Right.
We're all creating it together, one question, one challenge, one idea at a time.
Keep exploring, keep learning, keep pushing the boundaries.
Until next time, stay curious.